Welcome to Kingdom Business Talk. I'm Ricky Trinidad, your host, and I want to welcome everybody that's watching today. We have a very special podcast today. We have Antonio Ford with us. Now, Antonio, I want to welcome you. This is a very special podcast for me because I'm a musician. A lot of people don't know this about me. I play Spanish classical and Spanish romantic music on the guitar, and I sing as well. I produce. It's a hobby that I have. So it's really a pleasure to have another musician who is a career musician with us, also a Newcastle resident, who is also an entrepreneur in the music industry. Specifically, I'm going to let you explain it, but really he specializes in Christian music, gospel music, but really anything. And I want to welcome you, Antonio, and thank you so much for saying yes and coming to the podcast. I want to talk a little bit about how music will influence Newcastle, the revitalization of Newcastle. We're all influenced by music, right?
Yeah.
Growing up, you have kids, your kids are influenced by music. They're going to go to when they grow up, certain nightclubs, certain bars, or certain churches, or music has a big influence on the future of our lives and how we perceive the world. And it really does influence our soul, our spirit, for the better or for the worse. So, it's really a pleasure to have you in our podcast today. We want to get to know you a little bit better. Tell us a little bit about what brought you here to Newcastle, kind of your upbringing, and then we'll get into your new business and what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. It's truly a
Pleasure.
privilege and an honor. I'm very, very excited about this. I was born and raised in Youngstown, Ohio.
Youngstown.
Yeah, and I've always, ever since I was born, I've always been a diverse person. So even though I'm African American, I've always had friends that were different races, different genders, and I felt like God was kind of molding me then at that time to, I don't know, and I always had a passion for music, so I feel like God was molding me with culture and music. And I feel like that kind of led me to this place. Me coming to Newcastle, Pennsylvania, I know that I was led here, honestly, by God. And when I got here, I didn't know it was so culturally diverse.
Right.
When I would say maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I talked to my wife about it. I said, babe, I see why God brought me here. Because I'm used to loving everybody or connecting with multiple people, and I see why I'm here, yeah.
Well, you're really starting a business, right? You're
Yeah.
a new business entrepreneur. Let's talk a little bit about the Ford Music Center.
Yes, sir.
And what you do there. Basically, I just want to say some of the things that inspired me. You teach guitar, acoustic guitar, electric guitar, keyboard. You teach vocals. You teach children, you teach adults, so anybody that and right now you're remodeling your new location. You have a studio there, you have a store there where you'll sell musical instruments. I mean, we need this in Newcastle. This
Yes,
is a
sir.
beautiful thing, and even though you specialize in Christian music, but this is the broad spectrum. So I want to say, anybody who wants to learn how to play the guitar, want to improve singing and vocals, want to learn any of these instruments, can come right here in Newcastle and really benefit from this new store, this new organization, the studio that you've put up. Tell us a little bit about the Ford Music Center.
Yes, so it's a music store that, like you said, we'll sell music instruments, we'll do music lessons, and we want to open up the doors for audio recording too. There's a lot of creative people, I feel like, who doesn't have a platform to be able to go into record, and a lot of studios are very expensive. And one of my hearts is to make it accessible and affordable for people to come in to record. Another thing is when it comes back to us selling instruments and music equipment, we really want to be a supplier for every musician in the city.
Okay.
That was a big thing for me. I got buddies who live in a city where I ask them literally, what kind of drumsticks you want? What kind of guitars are you looking for? Because we want to be that supplier for, any event, whether it be churches or if it's like outdoor events. We want to be able to help the community in that area. And then also, where our building is located, a lot of kids are going up and down that street. So my wife and I, we felt.
What's the address?
So the address is 1008 Highland Avenue.
1008
Sorry.
Highland Ave, right here in Newcastle.
Yeah, right here in Newcastle. And one of the things that we wanted to do is be able to help young people because, like you said earlier, young people like music.
Right.
I mean, I know for me, even to this, I mean, not just young people, but we like music.
Yes.
Everybody listens to music. I mean, everybody's listening to in their cars. You're listening to some form of music.
So you're really molding their lives in a positive way. Hey, get into music instead of these other options that are out there. Now, is this a classroom setting? Can they do one-on-one? How does the music classes work?
Yeah, so we want to do both. The space that we have is pretty small, but I'm still able to manage to have, I would say, 3 or 4 students, if not more. But I want to be able to, for those who want to do a private lesson, I want to be able to get with them one-on-one. And those who don't mind being in a group setting, I want to work with everybody in one setting because I think that others feel more encouraged when they're next to somebody else who's learning the same thing as them.
Yes.
And they're like, okay, well, I need to learn, or, so that's the kind of the environment that I want to create there is just a healthy, like, in a safe learning space. Like, you don't have to be perfect at this yet, because I didn't start off as a perfect musician. I grew into it, and I want to offer that same patience and same excitement to those who come to the music lessons.
Beautiful. So, quality instruments at good prices.
Yes, sir.
Great place to learn an instrument, to take up a new hobby if you don't know an instrument yet. A great environment to be in. The Ford Music Center, right here in Newcastle. Now, your official opening, grand opening, will be in June, right? June 17th.
June 17th.
But right now, you have clients, even while you're remodeling and building the space. And by the way, it looks beautiful. I want to say this. This is the live version of this podcast. So I'm going to edit this version and add some images of his studio and the space that they're creating. It's really awesome. I wish I could have put it on today, but come back to kingdombusinesstalk.com and then click on this very same video and you'll see some of these, just some of the images, some of the pictures of the studio. It's a beautiful thing that you're doing over there, an enhancement and a great business in the community. Now tell us about I want to say this. You're in for a treat because I've asked Antonio to play for us a little bit and just to kind of showcase a little bit of his musical style and what he does. So that's forthcoming. But tell us about kind of how you got into music, I guess your music educational background, as well as performing. I know you've performed in churches. I shouldn't say performing, worshiping God in different services for different churches, and where you're going with this in terms of churches, the services, the musical services that you now provide for churches.
Yeah.
Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that.
So growing up, when I was younger, I've always had a passion for music. I started off as a drummer in my school, and then I started playing in churches. When I became a senior in high school, I saw a gentleman who played the piano, and his wife was actually singing. And I said to myself, I want to learn that for her, and I want to use that for God. I said that literally to God. I said, God, I want to use this for you. And as I grew into it, I grew as a musician. And the music lesson portion of the Ford Music Center is called Growing in the Gift School of Music. So it's me growing into it. But as I grew into music, I got better with piano. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna learn acoustic. Okay. I want to start learning bass guitar. I want to start learning electric. And next thing you know, I was getting asked to go minister at churches and lead worship, and then doors just started opening. The more that I really, really invested in mastering the gift that God gave me. Now, to add to that, today, like where I am, I'm in a place where I want to kind of spread that knowledge. I'm going to spread what I had to learn. And I was blessed to be a student at Berklee College of Music.
Oh, wow.
I got my certificate for music production there.
You should have led with that. You
Yeah.
went to Berkeley.
Yeah.
But no, this is great. I appreciate that. You're a very humble guy.
Yeah, no, thank you. God is good. I studied there. I studied different instruments as well to get extra education, and that opened up doors for me as well. I think that people kind of trusted me more because they saw that I've never been just about the money, especially when it comes to ministry and music. But a little bit about my background, I feel led to kind of go here. I played for a country band. I played for a jazz band.
Wow.
I played for just about anybody, any type of genre you can think of, and I'm thankful for that. But my focus as of lately is to how can I incorporate that for God's kingdom, to where even not to take away from the secular, but to make people say, you know what, I hear that sound, but it's touching me, it's blessing me.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, you've sent me some of your music videos that you've produced, which are awesome. I'm also going to link them in the future version of this very same video. But what an honorable thing! An educated young man, young entrepreneur with beautiful family, really offering something that's going to change the spirit. Now, I want to say this: this is not just a religious thing.
Right.
We worship in church, and you know what? Worshiping isn't just singing a song. It's singing and in your heart thinking about God, praising Him, worshiping Him, loving Him through your music. It's just, it transforms you. It takes away all of the negative that we have in society. And when you, like you were saying, when you spread that into the society, I'm praying that your business will grow and that it will, influence many families and businesses in this area, because music is, it could be positive or negative, like I said, and we need more of the positive. So not just Christian songs, but the Bible says that the fruit of the Spirit is love, peace, patience, joy, self-control. All of these things are spiritual attributes, that the Holy Spirit gives us, and that is I feel like it moves so often through music. Apostle Mark Kaufman always says that your power is in your praise. It's your power is in your praise when you worship God. But even if you're singing a song that's positive, that's just it's like you're singing inside. It transforms you. Yeah. And so I'm a big believer in that. And you know what? I honor you for that. I think it's a very honorable cause what you're doing, not just as a businessman, but the type of business you're doing and how you want to kind of move your business through people and have it make this positive impact in our city is great. So I want to say this, with no further ado, show us a little bit of your music.
Sure.
Play something for us.
Sure.
And I'm excited about having some music on this podcast. We've never done this before, so it's an exciting thing. And Ron is right there behind the camera. Ron, have you ever had anybody else playing music behind? So here we go.
Oh,
first
pressure.
time for everything. Make it happen. Go ahead and play something for us.
Awesome. Oh, you know what? How great is our God? Sing with me, how great is our God? And all will see how great is our God. Yeah, you're the name above all names. You are worthy of all praise, and my heart will sing how great is our God. Name above all names, yeah, above all names. You're worthy of all the praise, worthy of all praise. And my heart will sing how great our God.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Let me see that.
Awesome.
I'm going to play a little bit of my music.
Yes, please
Take
do.
off the capo here.
Yo, he's really good. He's really good. Prepare yourself.
A little bit of the Spanish stuff. Or...
love it. I love
It's a
it.
little bit of my style.
Woo!
I have to say, in my defense, I'm not used to playing on an American guitar. I play on a Spanish guitar, which is a thicker neck and nylon strings. But
Yeah.
this is a very nice guitar.
Thank you. You did a great job.
Well, that's fun. Music is awesome. Music brings joy. Just right now, while you were singing, I felt it. I felt the Spirit of God just, it transforms us through music. How do you feel, back to the podcast?
Yeah.
How do you feel your music will influence our city? So in this podcast, we're about businesses
Yeah.
in Newcastle, businesses growing and thriving. That's what we want to see. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see especially new businesses, but also existing businesses, of course. But I'd love to see young businesses like yours just kind of thrive and get the right clients, the right customers, and just grow and impact the area.
Yeah.
And every business offers a service, and just see how families benefit and how businesses benefit, and how the community is enhanced because of businesses. How do you see the Ford Music Center impacting Newcastle as you grow over the years?
Yeah, I want to see music unite people. We see it, in so many ways. We got Michael Jackson fans, we got Guns N' Roses fans, we
Yep.
got all different types of music, and I would love to see music unite us together. And I feel that the environment that I want to create at this building and just for the community is love. Love, peace, inspiration. People, when you go to the gym, you listen to your favorite song. It gives you inspiration.
Yes.
My hope is that the Ford Music Center, we can birth inspiration for people. I want to be able to, at recitals, for the students that I have, I want them to be able to perform and their parents say, wow, they did a great job. Or I want other people to say, wow, I want to play like that. Or if they see in other people, But the inspiration, I just feel like it will be beautiful to have, what I like to say, a Nashville, Tennessee here in Newcastle.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And I agree. When you say the word love, a lot of people take that as a kind of mushy kind of word, like weak or, sensitive or emotional. And it's so the opposite. Love is the most powerful thing
Yes, it is.
on this planet. If people really loved each other, we wouldn't have war. Right now, what's going on all over the world,
That's right.
people would help one another because love is selfless, love is kind, love cares for you. So if everybody wants to help you and you want to help them, think about that. So that's a powerful thing to even now. Are we ever going to get there? We'll see.
Yeah.
In this society and this, but to infuse that and to have that as a principle in your company, that when you get a new client, hey, I want you to feel God's powerful love.
Yes.
It's not mushy love like, oh, I love my puppy,
Right.
or I love you so much. This is a powerful love, I believe, that you're talking about,
Yeah.
that can transform cities.
Yes.
And that's stronger than brick and mortar.
Yes.
That's the type of thing that no matter where you are in life, you're pleased, you're happy, you're joyful, you care for others and they care for you because you're emitting it and you're getting it back.
Yeah.
And music does that.
Yes.
It transfers that.
Yes.
And it does it subtly. People don't know. And people don't notice that. Now, this is a family business.
Yeah.
Don't get me started because I will preach. Not a preacher, but I will. Now, this is a family business.
Yeah.
Tell us how your business came about. Tell us a little bit about how it's a family business, your wife, and
Yeah.
share a little bit about that.
Well, I'm glad you asked that because my wife and I, we got, I was saying a couple years ago, my wife and I had the opportunity to serve at 44 different churches and worship.
Wow.
And so music has been our thing. We just love music. And again, this is not just a religious thing, but we've been blessed to have a passion together for music
Okay.
and for people. So now we're looking to take this step with the business to put it together and kind of get more involved in the community to help people get the equipment that they want. I'm having visions of a Christmas time. I want to be able to give away free guitars for people that can't afford it. I want to be able to do stuff like that to be able to say, you know what, these people want instruments this season. Let's make it affordable. Let's make it where these people can get it. And my wife and I,
Maram.
my wife Maram, we said, you know what, God, if you open up the door, we're going to step into it. And he answered our prayer. You know, we got blessed with the connection for the building. And, you know, our kids, they love music. My son, he plays the drums.
Okay.
He's 8 years old, but he was playing drums when he was like 4.
So you're a family band.
Yeah, we're going to be a family band. My other son, Matthew, he is learning the guitar. He plays bass a little bit.
Beautiful.
And I'm going to pull that out of them, you know, because I do notice that they have a passion for it. And my kids are such a good learning tool for me because they're passionate about it. And it's like, if I'm learning how to teach my children, I know I can teach other people's kids.
Right.
And they're learning. They're growing so fast. Like my son, he played the drums a couple of weeks ago. And everybody at the church was like, wow, he did great. And, you know, he's just a little short boy, you know, skinny little short kid. And but I see his passion for music is increasing. And it's giving him a sense of purpose. And that's what music has been for me. You know, it's been beyond me wanting to play well.
Right.
It's given me a sense of purpose because I know that people like music, and I've used it as a tool to bless people and a tool to, you know, give God glory.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, what a beautiful thing. That you're
Thank you.
teaching your kids, and your
Yeah.
kids, it's in your, is Maram also a musician, or is she more on the business side?
Well, so she sings, but she picked up the bass guitar one time. I gave her one lesson, and she did so well.
Okay.
My wife right now is like, babe, I don't really want to learn an instrument. I want to mostly focus on, you know, the house, make sure the kids is good, making sure, you know, and she does help with the business, like she does the numbers and everything. And
And there's so much to
Yeah.
that. You
Yeah.
know, it's like you perform the work, you do the
Mhm.
teaching and the sales, but then there's also bookkeeping,
Yeah.
accounting, marketing, you know, all of the stuff that happens behind the scenes.
Mhm.
That's why it's good. My wife and I are also, you know, we're a family business as well, Metro Vitalization, and she's my rock.
Yeah.
And she really is.
Yeah.
Without her, how, you know, she really does probably a lot of what your wife does.
Yeah.
So what a great thing. Now, if somebody wants to, I'm going to ask you to share again the address, the location, phone number, how people can get in touch with you for the music center, for the studio if they want to record something as well, or they just want to learn an instrument. And then also, if somebody wanted to take classes or participate somehow, especially now that you're really remodeling and you could take in some clients even before the grand opening, how do they get in touch with you, and what are the costs?
Yeah.
Let's say somebody wanted to join today. What are the costs?
Yeah. So if somebody wants, well, you want to know the cost first?
Yep.
Okay. So what we're doing is
And do you have any specials or sales or any kind of promotion that you can offer to our viewers today?
Yeah, well, right now we do. Now I'm gonna start with Studio Time. Studio Time, I'm one of the cheapest music producers, and I hate to say it, not in value,
Right.
but price, because my goal is to make it affordable for people to be able to record something. My hourly rate for Studio Time, and I'm only doing that hourly rate, is $50, and that includes the mixing and mastering. So
That's for a whole hour?
well, it depends. Like if an artist wants to do 2 hours, and if their song is done, and they say, you know, I really want to get this done, that will be the 2 hours that I work on the music. But I literally clock in and I clock out when I'm working on clients' music.
Beautiful.
But that's and I include that with the mixing and mastering. So I kind of, instead of me saying, well, you got to pay me $500 to do this and the other, people don't got money like that, you know. And
Or you're giving them an opportunity to record at a price. Where else can you go? $50 to record something for an hour, professionally mixed, and I mean that's a great offer.
you won't find it anywhere.
You won't find it anywhere.
As cheap as that.
Yep. And I would say take advantage of it now.
Yeah.
Like I want to get some of my music recorded because you know I need to do that.
Yeah.
And where else would you go here in Newcastle? So what a great opportunity, and I'm sure that as you get busy, those prices are going to change. So take advantage of that opportunity now. How do they get a hold of you?
So if you want to reach out to me, you can do the Ford Music Center at gmail.com.
Okay.
I'll say that again, the Ford Music Center at gmail.com.
Ford Music Center at gmail.com.
The Ford Music
I'm
Center.
sorry. Let me make sure. The Ford Music Center at gmail.com.
Because the email would be like, oh, I don't recognize that if you don't have the in it probably. But then also you can reach out to me on social media directly, or my wife. Facebook, Antonio Ford, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever you use, you can reach out to me there. And then, mhm.
So look up the Ford Music Center
Mhm.
on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and is that it?
Well, for if you want to contact me directly, you can go to my direct Facebook, Antonio Ford.
Okay.
Yeah, but the Ford Music Center, I do have a page on there too
Okay.
that people can reach out. But right now, I think I want people to kind of directly, because my wife and I, we really want to interact with everybody
Yes.
and get to know people. And honestly, every musician or any person that's watching, the more, let us know how we can help you. So if you want a specific guitar, if you want a keyboard, if you want something specifically, let us know how we can help you get that. You know,
Well,
Mhm.
a lot of people would like. I would go to the Guitar Center
Mhm.
and probably buy the same guitar
Mhm.
that I would buy from you at a better price because you get a volume, you get a discount.
Yes.
You're able to get it. You know, it's like buying from a distributor versus buying from a retail.
Absolutely.
So if you want to get a better price on a musical instrument, I would contact Antonio Ford.
Yeah.
Get a hold of him.
Yes.
Get to know him. Also, really good guy, beautiful family, brand new business here in Newcastle, you know, that's going to benefit our area. Why take it somewhere else? Benefit our entrepreneurs, our business people here in the city that are thriving to make the city better and to bring something great like your music to our city. I mean, what a great thing. Music transforms. We need this to grow. And I'm looking forward to it. And I want to just say thank you so much
Thank you.
for coming to the podcast. We're looking forward to, we're going to revisit you.
Yeah.
And, you know, a few months down the line, I definitely want to be there at the grand opening. And I applaud you just for what you're doing, your passion, your love for God, your love for music, and your love for people.
Yeah.
And what you're doing for our city. I mean, what a great thing. And what an honor to have you here.
Thank
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And God bless you.
God bless you
I
too.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I just want to say once again, come back next week. Join us here at Kingdom Business Talk. You know that we always have somebody interesting right from our area that's enhancing our community, enhancing our city. So we invite you, and I want to thank all of you for joining us today on our podcast, and we'll see you again next week at 6:30 on Thursday right here on Kingdom Business Talk.